He came in because he was unable to use his legs. We know there are several causes, and so we have to do tests in order to find out what's going on. In his case, we decided to do a procedure called myelogram, where we inject a dye around the spinal cord to try to see if there's anything compressing it. And so it was then that we discovered that he had a disc that had ruptured in his neck and that was placing pressure on his spinal cord. It's fairly common, being that it's a procedure that we tend to do, I would say, maybe a couple of times a month. You know, the success rate is actually pretty good. So from a surgical standpoint, I mean, greater than 80% of them will do very well within 1 week, you know. And so while it's a very difficult surgery and also expensive, it's also very, very gratifying to see dogs who can't move and then who then get up and are able to move. So when we remove the compression, they heal fairly rapidly. You know, unfortunately in this case, that was not what happened. He didn't respond after we did the procedure.
When he first finished his surgery and we saw him for an initial evaluation, he was really quite disabled. He could lift his head. He did have movement of all 4 feet, but he wasn't able to prop himself up on his elbows. He wasn't able to change from one position to another. That early on, I tell people never say never. In the beginning, it's a lot like teaching a child how to walk. You know, getting up onto his elbows and learning how to balance there, how to crawl around on the floor, you know, getting him to be able to come up to a sitting position and then working from sit to stand. So my husband put together a PVC cart for us that we could put him in a sling and actually stand him on his feet in a supported manner. So between the days he was coming here for therapy and him getting up at home, I think that was really a very critical early step for getting him to start to recover. He had the perfect team on board with him. He had an owner who had the medical background to understand what was needed. He had a good surgeon. He had a good rehab team. You know, he had this other group of veterinarians that are doing some more of the alternative type of treatments also. And I think all that put together just gave him the best chance possible.